guys, I am going to take you along. We are here at Home Depot and I'm just going to take you along and show you a few things I like to get for parties. But the first thing, like the most important thing that you have to do first is get your coffee, because nothing says I'm a boss like walking into Home Depot with your coffee in your hand, especially if you're a woman. So get your coffee before we go in. Okay, so the second tip is as you're walking into Home Depot, you need to act like you own the place. Shoulders back, chin up, coffee in your hand. Okay, so one thing that you want to look for in your stain is that it says the fast dry, okay? So this one says dries in 1 hour, but that's not really true. It dries right away. But you want to make sure you get the quick dry stain. And so this is the brand that I use, Varathane. This one is just under $10 for a quart. That's pretty typical, especially for now. If you have to, you can get them in the little jars, but I would not suggest that as they are more expensive that way. But Varathane Fast Dry is what you want. If you guys get yourself an assistant that pushes your cart and holds your coffee. Just kidding, you guys. I love her. But she also still does all that. Another thing that you guys want to look for, especially if you're packing to ship, is paper. And what I do is I get these big contractor rolls and then use my chop saw and cut it in half, and then the roll lasts forever. When you're in your section of wood looking for stuff for your parties, if you come across this, which is a marker board, here's a little hack for those of you who own lasers. If you get the double-sided, which is black on one side, the dry erase or marker board on the other, you don't have to paint it. So you can cut it, and this side is black and this side is white. So you can skip the whole painting part and just cut your pieces from here and glue it right on your project, and it works amazing. And a 2x4 sheet is pretty inexpensive at, obviously this one is $6.50. So there's a tip. They have 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch. So there's your hack. Meet my friend Brad. Seriously, I take this guy to every party with me. It is my favorite Brad nailer. So it comes with a battery. Actually, the battery is not in this pack, but it's a battery operated nailer. And so you don't need an air compressor, which makes it really nice to do at parties. Whether you're doing a plank sign, whether you're doing frames, even if you just need it around the house, this thing is perfect. So go and get one. You can get it at Home Depot. I'll link it also in the description below. When you're picking out boards for planked signs, I like to use 1x4 pine. So one thing you want to avoid when you're getting wood for parties is something like this that has the edges that are all banged up or kind of notched out, and pieces that are really wobbly or broken. Unless you're doing a really cool distressed sign, then it would work well, but not for parties. You don't want chips, cracks, knots, so forth. So this is something that you do not want. I'll try to find some good boards to show you what to do. Okay, so this is the kind of board that you're gonna wanna look for. See how it's not notched out, it's pretty straight, and these edges are a little bit eased. Okay, so where was I? So these boards are a little bit straighter. They're a little bit more expensive, but it's totally worth it. They're not as rough, and the edges are a little bit eased, so they're not quite as sharp. So this is what you want to look for in something that you use for a party. Just make sure when you take it out that it's straight, because you don't want something super warped. Okay, one thing I did want to mention with Home Depot, you can apply to be a Pro Extra Saver and have your your contractor code and everything. And so when you go to the checkout, you can scan your barcode and then get any discounts that's available to contractors. So for example, just in my trip there, I saved $7.79. So you can do that. I don't know if there's any stipulations. You might have to spend a certain amount or whatever, but you can always apply. Hey, now we're here at Walmart picking out some paint and brushes. I'm going to show you my favorite ones that I use to start out with, especially. Apple Barrel is perfect for when you're just starting out, and you guys, I still use Apple Barrel. It's actually what I color match my Home Depot paint to now. and they're 50 cents for a little 2-ounce container. So again, if you're just starting, this is perfect. Once you kind of, you know, move up and you have a little bit more to spend, you can go to a more expensive brand if you want. Deco Art is good, and then also Folk Art, which is found at like Hobby Lobby. Those are two that I use as well. The brushes I get are these guys. You can get them, again, this is a 25 pack. In my Amazon store, there is a link to bulk if you want. I think there's like 100 or something that comes in that pack, but they're just the 1-inch foam brush. So you can get those here at Walmart. My favorite glue that I talk about all the time is this guy right here, which is the Loctite Professional. This stuff sticks like crazy. So if you want something to stick right away, like if you're doing a small cutout piece, this is really good wood for, glue for that. And if you wanted the glue that maybe sticks quick but not like super fast, is that glue from the Dollar Tree, which is a super glue, but it's for wood. So that's at the Dollar Tree, and I don't see it here. But let's see what else. You can get Mod Podge here. This is the kind of Mod Podge that I get, is the matte. So if you're doing some scrapbook paper, you can do the Mod Podge over it. Those make for really cool designs on wood. Let's see what else you can get. All sorts of stuff here. You can get your X-Acto knife here, which is really good for when you're having like maybe little problems with your stencil and it doesn't cut all the way. X-Acto knife is really handy to have at parties because it can fix quite a few mistakes and errors. So X-Acto knife, and I think that's it for now. The important thing that you want to pay attention to when you're buying paint is that it's matte or flat. You do not want this that says gloss. No good. You do not want gloss. You want it matte. If you get gloss or a multi-surface, it's gonna end up sticking to the stencil, and then when you pull your vinyl off, your paint's gonna come with it. So we do not want that. You want to stick with matte or flat paint. My favorite sponges are the ones that I can get on Amazon, which are linked in the description to my Amazon store. But if you're in a pinch and you need some, Walmart has these, and they're amazing. You can either get in the small pack like this, or it looks like they're out of the bigger ones, but they also come in like a 100 pack. But these are great to just grab and go if you need them. Hey guys, if you liked this video or found any of the tips useful, feel free to join in my free Facebook group, Sign Parties 101, linked in the description below.